Hi, everybody, and welcome to this fireside chat with ServiceNow and Accenture. My name is Sebastian Fitzjohn, and I head up ecosystem for ServiceNow in EMEA. And I'm delighted to be joined by Paul Smith, ServiceNow President EMEA, and Yves Bernard, Lead Accenture Technology Europe. And we're here to discuss the recently announced Accenture ServiceNow Business Group. So by way of context, it's never been more important for organizations to accelerate towards a digital business model and to reimagine and redefine the way in which they engage with their customers and their employees to deliver new levels of experience, but also new levels of resilience, productivity, and business agility. And that really is the setting for the announcement around the Accenture ServiceNow Business Group. And it represents the highest level of strategic partnership within Accenture and a multi-year, multi-million-dollar joint investment sponsored at CEO level. So the big idea is really to take Accenture assets and ServiceNow assets and combine them in a way that delivers amazing outcomes for our joint clients. So on that note, I'm going to turn to Yves. And Yves, if I may, could I ask you just to share a little bit around how you see the transformational value of this new partnership in the face of our clients?
Sure, Seth, thank you very much for the time we spent today. First of all, I think we need to define that partnership. We are not here to have a technology partnership, because it's much more than that. It's about how we leverage technology to together get some business outcome. And it's obviously based on mixing cloud-based technology and all human ingenuity, and in order to create, intuitive user experience that are based on workflow, because this is the core of what ServiceNow has bring. And by using those new ways of doing workflow, we are able to unlock, all the investment. We know usually clients do a lot of investment in technology, but they look to the value, the outcome of it. And I think ServiceNow is a way to unlock it, making that change. And when you look to the impact it can be done, we talk about better employee experience. We talk about better customer interaction, that is more personalized. And at the end, when you look to a company, it increases their engagement, it can increase their customer engagement, it can streamline their operation, and it's a step in the cloud for those companies. And when we launch Cloud First at Accenture, which is pretty recent, the first thing that we immediately announced was the business group with ServiceNow. The overall Cloud First launch is to rally a lot of people to be dedicated to cloud, and it's a multi-billion-dollar investment over the next 5 years. So I think we are quite serious about it, and we want to put ServiceNow at the core of this strategy. It will help to accelerate the rotation for our client. We will bring solution and services to accelerate on their side, their digital transformation. We will bring together some innovative and creative workflow to improve the experience of their user and their customer. What is our positioning in that strategy? Well, ServiceNow is not new for us. We've been working on it for years now. And over 500, more than 500,000 people at Accenture, we are also ourselves using ServiceNow. So it's not that we are pitching something that we know about. We are pitching something that we are also using it. And by using it at Accenture, we have a huge engagement of our people. We are managing, doing our asset management. We are driving with artificial intelligence or IT operation. We are doing one service desk for the globe. So of course, we have a portion of the activity with people dedicated to do ServiceNow for client, but all Accenture, 500,000 people is using ServiceNow. So I think we have a good example that we can share. So very important partnership, and it means when we create a business group, and I will conclude on that. It's because we are creating dedicated team to work in a dedicated way to help jointly our customer to unlock the value of their investment, leveraging ServiceNow and the workflow capacity that is unmatched in the market.
Well, listen, that's fantastic, Yves. Thank you very much. And you make a great point around the deep level of expertise and experience that ServiceNow, that Accenture has already with ServiceNow, and the Accenture Business Group will accelerate that. Let me turn to Paul. So Paul, how does that idea of delivering joint transformational outcomes to our clients resonate with you?
Yeah, I think it resonates very, very well, right? So I think every senior leader in every company out there knows what they need to do, right? They need to deliver incredible employee experiences. They need to deliver incredible experiences for their customer and consumers, right? And if this last year has taught us nothing else, we also need resilience, agility, speed, the ability to respond at incredible speed to change. So everyone knows what needs to happen. And I think what excites me so much about the Accenture ServiceNow partnership is by coming together, we show a clear path of how, right? Of how you achieve that. World-class teams from both organizations enabling that massive acceleration of transformation, but also, as Yves was saying, that massive acceleration of time to value as well. So I think by bringing both our organizations together, we really do show companies how they can accomplish what they all know they need to do.
Oh, well, very well said, Paul. Thank you very much. And as we think about being very, very client-centric, you start to think about industry go-to-market, industry solutions, and industry business value, which historically is Accenture's heritage. So, Yves, what value do you think this partnership brings to the industry lens and our industry propositions?
Well, first of all, it's important to know that today you don't sell technology for technology. You sell technology to solve a business problem. And the way we organize ourselves is that we organize across 19 industries across Accenture. And that's the way we talk with the largest company in the world. And that's the way our business works with ServiceNow. It's a mix between industry and function. And by doing that, we are extremely focused in I would say highly and advanced industry and domain-focused solutions. To make it simple, I mean, if you take, for example, in telcos, when we work with them, we will focus on to improve their automation, their efficiency, their effectiveness. We will look for them in some specific domain, like the proactive customer service management, the service assurance, the intelligent network operation. So we are leveraging ServiceNow and making it specific to this telco industry. And it helps to combine technology, analytics, and operation solutions. But this is valid across all other industries. I mean, if you take, I can take just some examples across the 19 where we are focusing together to bring ServiceNow, but customized for the industry to be even more relevant for the people leveraging ServiceNow to unlock their investment. So it's truly the case in financial services, in manufacturing, in healthcare, in life science, in governance citizen services, which is pretty much used as we speak today, and many others. So I think for us, we look at this partnership to help our client with, as I said, very specific industry kind of verticals that are answering a business problem that is specific to that industry. And by doing that, I think it helps to accelerate their digital transformation, as we said, and and again maximize, because it's all about maximizing the value of their technology investment. And as a company, which is very important as we speak, they become even more resilient.
No, very well said, Yves. Thank you. And Paul, if I can turn to you, I know the industry go-to-market is a real passion and a priority for you. So anything you'd like to amplify?
I think so, Seb, absolutely. And look, Yves talks about the 19 specific industries for Accenture. We have a very, very similar industry segmentation. And what we do together as part of this business group partnership is absolutely relevant to every single one of those industry verticals. And also within that, there are broad-based solutions that as people working in any company, we all need, right? I either need to deliver a seamless, resilient, robust IT backbone for my organization, or I need the tools that enable me to seamlessly work at home, back to the office, just never miss a beat in how I get my work done, or I need to deliver incredible seamless service for my customers. So there's relevance across all of the industries, but with Accenture we're putting a very, very specific focus to really accelerate solutions like Yves was describing in telecommunications, in financial services, in government, in healthcare and life sciences, where we've got really rich examples of where we've helped those industries get ahead in terms of time to value. So, and we're going to continue to invest. We're going to make those solutions in areas like financial services and telco richer, and we're going to continue to broaden out, other industry solutions as we work together as well. So it's an incredibly exciting area, and it's an area of the partnership, one of the areas of the partnership I'm most excited about, Seb.
Yeah, Paul, I know, like Yves, you spend the majority of your time talking to our customers, our joint clients, and particularly at the C-suite level. So what are customers telling you about the current environment and how they're investing?
Yeah, I think what's interesting, Seb, is how this has, two things have struck me, right? So I think one is we talk a lot about resilience, but one of the things that has struck me is just, the overall resilience of the business community through the last 12 months. I think the realization that these digital investments are absolutely essential and will pay off. And as Yves was pointing out, those organizations that invested earlier really seeing, the benefits now. But I've seen investment in every sector, right? Whether it's financial services, whether it's travel, whether it's industrial manufacturing. I think people realize that this is an opportunity to accelerate. And to put in place that agility and resilience in their businesses. And also, again, as Yves was pointing out, a lot of these have massively quick payback, right? With most of these projects they were engaged in, they will see a positive ROI in terms of either taking cost out of the business or driving, top line growth within 12 months. So that is profoundly important, I think, in today's economy. And then I guess look at some specifics. We have either extended investments with companies that were customers already, or we've secured some fantastic new partnerships out there, at least as big as anything we've accomplished before. I'm thinking of an industrial, chemicals and pharmaceuticals business, 50,000 global employees that wanted to put in place that consumer grade employee experience, but then also extend that out to their customers as well to deliver that same kind of one-stop seamless experience, investing in the middle of last year. And together with Accenture, we've been able to roll that out incredibly quickly. And again, as we've been pointing out all the way through this, really secure that time to value.
Thank you. Very, very well said. And I love the scale of the ambition. And I love this idea of together, ServiceNow and Accenture unlocking addressable opportunity in a way that really, really has an impact for the market and for our clients. So it looks like we're running out of time. So I would just like to thank you both very much for sharing your perspectives. There's clearly a massive amount of momentum and excitement around the ServiceNow Accenture partnership. And I love the way that that energy is centered on the client and centered on delivering business value for our joint clients and helping our clients accelerate their digital journey. So thank you once again. And on a final note, I'd also like to thank everybody who was able to tune in and listen to this fireside chat. Hope it was insightful. Thank you once again.